So I'm like, oh, he's up here now? She was like, yeah, he's up here now. I was like, oh, well, I'm happy for her. I'm glad that everything actually worked out. Because in my mind, I'm like, I thought she was going because he didn't want her. Like, but it seemed like all the stuff that she was going through, it didn't faze him. That he still came and he still was able to come here. So I was happy for her, and like I was still proud of Elaine. Like, she's taking on this baby, and she literally is taking the little boy as her own. So I'm in the process of saving for my house and looking for another place, because with the empowerment program, they was going to pay for my deposit and they was going to pay my rent for I think the first 6 months. So I had to look for an apartment. So I decided, since because like I said, Jessica was still keeping in contact and telling me like all the stuff that I need to do, all the stuff that I need to clear off my credit. Not off my credit, because when I went to the home buyers class, they told me everything I need to do so I could get qualified for my for a house. So I had to save up money and pay off like the evictions that was on my credit. So I decided I was gonna move into a 2-bedroom. My oldest son would get his own room, and then the 3 girls will be in one room, and then me and the 2 little ones will be in the living room. Whew, that was hell. That year was hard. Oh my God, that year was hard. But so I'm in the process of, I actually end up finding a place. I give them all the information, and it's like a couple of months, like it's like 3-4 months before I'm actually supposed to move. So mind you, I'm not talking to the second person I had children with at this time. Like, I ended up Metro had a deal, a special going on, because my son kept asking me for an iPhone, my oldest son. And like I said, to show them that I like loved them, I would buy them things. So whatever they wanted, and if I had the money, they would get. It was not only things that they needed, it was anything that they wanted. Because by the time like we moved into, my son he always had he had his PlayStation and an Xbox all the time, both. So you can tell like the dynamics. I tried to like say I'm sorry in so many type of ways for what he had to go through. So Metro had this sale going on that you can get an iPhone if you switch over to them, or you get a new phone. So I left my old phone on, and then I went to go get an iPhone for myself and my son. And then I end up getting regular phones for both my daughters. No, I didn't get one for the 2 oldest one. I only got one for my oldest one. She always had a phone. So I still had my new number, and then I had the old one number. So I knew I was not going to keep that number anymore. But because school was still, going on, I needed to keep that phone on. So I guess he was texting the other phone for a very long time, because when I ended up switching to the other phone, I ain't really, even though that phone was on, I really wasn't paying attention to it. I was just setting up, getting this apartment, saving my money, and calculating everything, how much everything was going to cost, because I knew I was going to be able to save, because I went from paying $1,200, because they had jumped the rent up to $1,300. And then I was like, oh no, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. So with the 2-bedroom, around that time, it was only $900. So I was like, I can do that. And then I could save, and once my income tax come, I'll pay off, the apartment that's on my credit and then start saving, because Jessica was telling me, like, with all the fundings and everything like that, all she had to do was put $2,000 down, and because the city of Hillsborough ended up helping her with the down payment for the house. So all she had to come out of the pocket was really $2,000. And mind you, my eviction was like over like $4,000 because of all the damage that he did in the apartment. So I'm calculating all of this. All of a sudden, one weekend, he just comes to my door. Like, there's a knock at my door. I look, and it's him. And I'm like, now mind you, he's in a whole nother car. It's not the one that Cece had, and he's not in the U-Haul rental. So I'm like, one, what are you doing here? And two, what do you want? And he was like, oh, you haven't been answering my texts. That you go with that immature stuff. I just want to see my kids. I just want to spend time with my kids. All this other stuff. And I'm like, yo, I already, you never gave me my money. I told you I needed it back. I almost had to miss work. Like, I told you not to play with me like that. I have kids. Oh, I've been trying to call you, and I've been trying to give you your money back. You blocked me. I said, I sure did. I'm not going to beg you for my money over and over again. So then we ended up getting, so then we started talking. So he was like, well, he's going to come back over. He's going to come back next weekend to see the kids and spend time with them, because it's been like 7-8 months since I seen him by this time. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But this time he's telling me, like, him and Cece are not together. It's not. He got his own place. He's, like he said. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So when he comes over the next weekend, the kids are happy to see him. He brings, like, I think candy for them or whatever. He's spending time with them. I'm in my room chilling, watching my TV, playing on my phone or whatever. And because he was in the living room the whole time. So then he comes around the corner and he's like, is it okay if I come to talk to you? And I was like, yeah. He's like, can we talk outside? I'm like, okay. So we go outside. And he's like, he wants to apologize, like, all the stuff that he had put me through. He knows, like, I put him through he put me through a lot, and he appreciates the fact that I've always been there for him, blase soise. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah. Thank you for apologizing and whatever you think I did. And I said, Cece deserved it, but, anything you thought I did that was, I apologize for that too, because there was a lot of times I was being immature, and even when you were trying, I noticed that, like, I kept it going. So I do apologize. Trying to separate you from your other kids, like, that shouldn't, I shouldn't, the mom that I am now, like, I shouldn't have tried to do that. I should have just let you be. So